Welcome to the Dodger Game channel. This is a Mormon Truth video. Today is, I think it's October 9th. It is. 2:20 on the left coast. And I just concluded an encounter with McKenna Denson, the new social justice icon, warrior, campaigning for change in the LDS Church regarding the cover-up of pedophilia by the brethren and other general authorities. When I say the brethren, I guess I'm going to be rather broad with that, because she has pointed out a mission president by the name of Joseph Bishop and stated that in addition to him molesting her underneath the MTC, I believe it is, she, in other words, Missionary Training Center there in Provo, Utah, many years ago, she states that the brethren, meaning the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, and the First Presidency of the Church, which would probably correlate to the Board of Directors in many cases, have deliberately covered up what took place there. And so, she's bringing to light evidence of a very big and important problem within the LDS Church, and with which I intend to deal more particularly in a video that I was asking her to participate in, as well as I've asked Sam Young and Christy Johnson to participate in, because they've become, these social justice warriors or icons in the Mormon, changed Mormonism or anti-Mormonism venue that we've seen lately quite a bit on the internet, on YouTube and so forth, and even in the newspaper. So let's take a look at how she responded to me today. I have asked all of these people, including McKenna previously, to participate and to contact me, and have been completely ignored by McKenna as well as Sam Young, but not Christy Johnson, although she hasn't managed to find the time to actually even give me a call back. She has communicated in a very friendly tone with me on Facebook. So, do we have controlled opposition here again? In case you're aware of what that is, some people on my channel will understand what controlled opposition is when they understand how these corporations are run, and others will find that to be something completely new. Anyway, I responded in this case to a posting by McKenna on Facebook, probably in a forum or group I belong to. Might be Apostates of the Mormon Church, or it's one of those. Anyway, she's posting there. And let's start with her post. It says blocked. Nice. Yeah. I want to show exactly what she said here. So, she says, "What's my goal? My goal doesn't weigh in the balance of winning or losing in federal court. My goal is to give voice to the men, women, and children who have suffered sexual trauma at the hands of Mormon leaders and family members. My goal is to expose the very nature of the Mormon Church in their incessant need to protect sexual predators. My goal is to make every person on the planet aware of the dangers that lurk in the wards, stakes, and temples of the Mormon Church. My goal is to root out the evil at its core. My goal is to make the Mormon Church safe for all children and for every Mormon church responsible and accountable for protecting sexual predators. My goal is to change policy in the Mormon Church regarding their sexual abuse policies and the way they protect their good name over victims of abuse by their own church members. My goal, ? To never stop talking until change is made, restitution is met, and Mormons are safe." Okay, so let's get to where I started my dialogue with her. in this instance. Like I said, I have contacted her before, including on Messenger, and she has ignored me. So I go under the name of Dodger Davidson rather than Dodger Game here on Facebook. So here we go. My response to her post is as follows. Well, if these are your goals, it sounds to me as though you're attempting to reform something that is evil at its core, which was founded by occultists for the very purpose of exploiting the ignorance of potential victims for their financial and sexual gratification. And then I sent a link to one of my web pages on cult mind control. See more. Since this violates the core purpose of the luciferians guiding this organization, it sounds to me as though your goals are not realistic. Although you may not feel that my goal of taking down the church is in its entirety is realistic, it is at least consistent with how we can deal with evil. I have contacted you more than once asking you for an opportunity to do a brief interview for one of the videos I will be doing regarding subjects including this, having to do with the damage done to individuals by this organization and its leaders. However, I have never received any response from you, and I'm hoping that you will decide that that it just might be worth your time to expose those who listen to my channel, which is called the Dodger Game channel, and the Mormon Truth Videos Gospel Topics Hub website, the opportunity to benefit from your contribution to the content of one of my presentations. And there I give the homepage link. Okay? Okay, so McKenna says, Dodger, if it cannot be yet destroyed, at least make it safer and better for those who choose to stay. I reply to her, safety comes in leaving it. Contributing to it by choosing to stay is contributing to the molestation and mind control and death of future victims. Choosing to stay is choosing to harm others through contributing to an organization that is designed to harm people. Now, how about that interview, McKenna? I've got 400 videos out on the church, and the one I'm about to do, I've been waiting for a few people to respond on, rather than just discuss what you've mentioned in other interviews. And this has been a major factor in the delay. I'm hoping you would like your voice to be heard in this one, which will highlight the institutionalized nature of this problem, which you suffered as a victim of at the hands of someone who is not just a bad apple in a good church, which is kind of the theme that the church tries to give us. And even Sam Young said, we have a good church. He said that phone. So I have, of course, done this as a voice to text on these, and there will be errors. I have gone through and been able to correct some of them. Haven't gone through and punctuated yet. And I noticed the comments are coming in about how horrible a punctuator I am. So I must not be worth talking to. I'm a weirdo and a dork and all sorts of name-calling going on. But I'm not really interested in that. I want to get to the content of what we're saying here. So McKenna says, I appreciate what you're trying to do. I just go about it a little differently. And I say, so, are you willing to have your voice heard on one of my videos, as I believe many of you have with John DeLynn, or are you not? She says, I'm not. I say, have you been on Mormon Stories? I say, she says, I don't go about spreading my message in the same manner as you. I don't think spreading hate helps. There's enough of that to go around. I don't want my message of healing and hope associated with anger. I'm angry, but we all are. Anger perpetuates anger. There's a place for it, no doubt. I just don't want my message to be one of hatred and anger. Okay? Have you seen her Get Up in Sacrament meeting? That sound like healing? McKenna Denson, I say to her, it looks to me as though you have cooperated with and have material on YouTube or other media in conjunction with other people who are activists regarding the LDS Church, such as John DeLynn, Ryan McKnight, New Name Noah or Mike Norton, and Sean McCraney, who does Heart of the Matter. Why is it that you would shun me and the Mormon Truth videos I do? In case you think my voice and presentations are inconsequential, I do have over 1 million minutes of viewing time on my videos on YouTube. Perhaps there's a little club that you guys belong to that I'm not in, that you could let me know about sometime. She says, I don't like the way you manage yourself. You're far too combative. I don't want to mingle my story with yours. You behave like a child, insisting to know if I've been on Mormon stories and point out some of the shows I've agreed to do. You're bent out of shape because we don't have the same outlook or goals. You should respect my declining your invitation with grace. I say, what is it that you know about the way I manage myself? I don't need to insist on knowing if you've been on Mormon stories. It was a question for you to answer, and easily resolved by a Google search, which shows that you actually do participate with the other people who are activists regarding Mormonism. And I never said anything about being bent out of shape because you choose to promote the idea that Mormonism is reformable. Rather, it seems that since I shared a view that is different from you, it seems that perhaps you're bent out of shape over someone not saying, wow, you go, girl, with Facebook-style applause and accolades. I don't think you know that much about me at all. It sounds like you're judging me based on very little knowledge, unless you secretly watch my videos without ever commenting. So, which is it, McKenna? Why are you trying to paint me in a light which would somehow justify your shunning me like an apostate Mormon? She says, I just don't like you. I didn't want to say it, but there you go. Me, well, thank you for telling me that you don't like me. I appreciate your honesty and candor. Now, since we've never met and you've never made one comment on any of my videos, I wonder just where it is that you've encountered me so that you are not able to like me. Can you share that with me? Share with me what experience you've had with me upon which you base this judgment, which I would not expect from anyone who, of course, claims to be Christian, especially when I spend so much of my efforts trying to save innocent victims from the destructive doctrines, teachings, and practices of an organization of which you are a victim. She says, Dodger Davidson, your behavior with me is all I need to not like you. Okay, am I patronizing her? She continues, I'd prefer not to have this discussion any longer. I've said my piece. I reply, you mean the fact that I believe that evil cannot be reformed when an organization was created to facilitate it, taking advantage of people, and you've got a problem with me stating that openly because it shows up the fallacy in your let's go change the church approach? Me again. I imagine it's getting a little embarrassing for you since your premise is false and you used LDS apologetic smear tactics in your attempt to paint me in a bad light when facts would not serve your purpose. Me again. Then again, you could try acting like a big girl and we could just discuss this like adults regarding the facts instead of your emotional issues you seem to be having this morning. She says, do I need to block you? Me, after all, McKenna, isn't this supposed to be about helping the people who are victims or avoiding others becoming victims rather than all about you? Perhaps you should just get over yourself and humble yourself for the greater good that we can do in helping people rather than your precious image. Blocking me would be a statement that would confirm what I already suspected about you. It's your option. If you can't be a big girl, I really don't need to talk to you. So do whatever you feel that you're okay with, girl, I'll still be here on the forum. Her friend CJ says, dude, the woman told you no. No means no. What is it you don't understand? I responded, she's done more than say just no. She's used smear tactics commonly used by LDS apologists while her behavior is inconsistent with her claims. If you're going to be a public figure, you need to have some consistency and integrity. And I'm calling her out on her lack of it, as she is demonstrating right here. I'm also asking her about a pattern I've noticed with so many of these who've criticized the church in public media, who seem to have a little club of which I'm not a member. This cause is much bigger than her. McKenna says, dude, you're a bully. I won't associate myself with you. Get over it. I respond, is there some way you can substantiate your accusation that I'm a bully, McKenna? I've questioned your name-calling and smear tactics of me and shunning of me. However, who is it that I bully? Please tell me. I meant bully there. Do I bully the poor brethren who cover up the pedophilia within their ranks? I certainly do not bully the victims of Mormonism, but you seem to be very adept at using these techniques used by liberals and church apologists to smear people. And I wonder, what is your motivation, since I'm on the side of preventing more of this damage by these abusers who deserve to be hated, but not the victims? So when you try to say that I'm a hater, you're just sounding more like you should be running for VP with Obama. Should he ever come back. Stop bothering me. Are we playing the victim here? Sure, she's a real victim, if her story's true, but she was playing the victim pretty hard in that appearance on that sacrament meeting, too. Oh, you assaulted me! I was like, she should have made them assault her, but that was kind of a joke. She was acting. I'm McKenna Denson, and I approve this message. I'm like, what was that? Screwed up MK programming? A little glitch? What happened there? I already said I don't need to talk with you this bad. I'm just responding to your childish name-calling. You've shown your colors. I don't need your ilk. It's best you cease, as you are revealing things you may not benefit from, McKenna. All right. I don't know what happened there next. McKenna says, Dodger Davison, and she makes faces at me. And I respond to her, does this mean you're making faces at me now because logic has failed you? Her friend says, dude, have some respect. She told you to back off. Continuing such behavior after she clearly told you no is bullying behavior. When a woman says no, she means it. Quit being such a misogynistic pig. My response, excuse me, but I'm not asking her for a date, okay? I'm actually responding to her behavior, wherein she has sought to malign me and my character in the comments that she's made. I'm no longer asking her if she would like to contribute to my work, since she obviously has zero integrity, but I will defend myself against her smear tactics as she's continuing to use them. I hope you're able to comprehend this and get over your tribal need to protect a woman from a bully, since I'm not. I'm not there to bully her. I actually protect others, but she seems to be a bit phony, as she's demonstrating. If you can possibly read the facts here and notice the inconsistency that she demonstrates. McKenna makes a dog face GIF at me. Really? So and then she cheers on her friend, saying, "Atta girl." Okay, well, she can't come up with anything of substance, so now she's doing more of that. This is kind of revealing. So I say, I'm sorry. I thought this was a forum for adults. My mistake. Have fun, girls. I'm actually trying to save human beings from this horrible organization, and I'll have to prioritize my time for something more effective than a cat fight. Here I responded to something that was up above that I wanted to respond to, and somehow it got down here. When she, said I'm all about hate. I did want to respond to this particular comment of yours in which you up here too, because you meme me, that could be a mistake, or what you call spreading hate, and that you don't want your message associated with anger because it's about healing. However, you then go on to say that you are angry in contradiction of your own statement. And I wonder, who is it that you want to associate me with when you say a message of hate? Because we know what that sounds like in the liberal media, and the only hate I've directed would be at those who knowingly perpetrate the practices, and practice pedophilia, false teachings, guilt-tripping and shaming of children, and inappropriate interviews, and deliberate use of mind control to victimize the members of the church, which you know destroys lives, as is reflected in the massive percentage of suicides in Utah among teens, which far exceeds and eclipses that of states such as California, where Mormonism is less prevalent. For you calling me a hater or saying that I have a message of hate seems to be deceptive on your part. And once again, perhaps you sound a little bit too much like a change agent working for Obama and Hillary Clinton, who care nothing for the victims of sexual predation, only for the rhetoric which pleases their foolish constituents. She says, your opinions and goals no longer have value with me. I say, that's interesting that my goals of protecting children from molestation and mental abuse and emotional devastation would not have value with you. However, that doesn't surprise me, as you do appear to be a little on the inauthentic and inconsistent side, as you have now demonstrated quite clearly. Anyway, I know you want that last parting shot. I know how it meets your emotional needs. But perhaps we should just pretend this didn't happen for your sake. Once again, have a nice day. Hope it gets better for you, girl. Now she makes more faces at me. And her friend says, dude, just stop. She's asked you multiple times to stop, and yet you continue. No means no from a woman at all times, not just on dates. If she wants me to stop responding... Oh, can't do it here. Anyway, I'll tell that person if she wants me to stop responding, then she needs to stop taking parting shots at me, which may need a response. So anyway, there we have it. That's the real McKenna Denson for us. She's a new social justice icon on Facebook and various internet media, but for some reason has to come up with phony excuses as to why she wouldn't collaborate on a video, and none of the things that she has said seem to have any logical basis in fact. So she kind of looks like controlled opposition. Just like John DeLynn, who also, as soon as he found out it was me talking to him on Facebook, asking for an interview on Mormon stories, discontinued our conversation. Didn't say I don't want to, no excuse, no nothing, just disappeared, just vanished. You know, it's pretty amazing how so many activists with regard to Mormonism, either pro or con, will talk to each other, even with opposing viewpoints, but never talk to me. So McKenna apparently made the mistake of doing that today, and she's shown her colors, which aren't exactly consistent with her message. So, yeah, what's up with that? Those of you who understand controlled opposition probably have a clue. Dodger out. And I will get that video done. And it's going to show the institutional nature of the pedophilia, not just within the LDS church, but with other churches. Because these guys are linked through a Luciferian brotherhood. And sisterhood, huh, McKenna? Is that it? Or are you just a shill? Who knows? But her behavior is consistent with someone who is not entirely authentic or honest.